Okay, good morning, guys. Just a review on the kitchen. Just paying attention to some of these notes here, starting with the cooktop oven wall. On the side of this cabinet, this panel, which is 1 1/8 inch wide, goes all the way to the floor. So the toe kick, which is recessed, this section will be from the front of the door recessed back about 3 11/16, but this panel on the side will go to the floor, shaker panel, and the bottom rail is 6 1/4, because on these shaker doors, this is the rail style, and that's 2 1/4 wide. The toe kick is 4 inches tall, so add those two together. So the top of this rail on the front of the door will be the top of the rail on the side of the panel. And this panel on the side will look like a shaker panel. Up here, this is just a slab, not a shaker panel. But our size is 1 1/8 inch left and right, 1 1/8 inch piece on the bottom. The hood with that detail, let me know on what you think of that. No traditional crown molding, just a vertical trim piece that's that tall. There was some question on the Lazy Susan with different door sizes. So this being the Lazy Susan cabinet. So if we're looking straight down on it, that's the width one way and that's the width the other. So this door is 11 1/4. This door is 13 3/16. So the why that is, if we're gonna change it, we would need to make this shorter, so both of these cabinets would get wider. But I think if we add up these cabinets, so adding these two together is 37 3/4, but you have that 1 1/8 inch there, so minus 1 1/8 inch. Yeah, so I think the idea, yeah, that's that line there, was to keep the left side of this cabinet, and that's why I have that red line in line with this. So that's why this cabinet here is wider. So I don't know if that's going to be an issue that you want to adjust with the Lazy Susan. It's just our hands are tied with the size of the kitchen. But if that one being bigger than that one, because typically these are 36 by 36, and I would rather take away from here than add to this, just because the weight of the doors, because these two doors are bound together, they open up as one, so there's hinges on this side. It could be the other way, but let me know what's more important, these being symmetrical or this lining up. So the fridge wall went over the depth of that cabinet being 25 1/2, plus the thickness of the door, which will be 13/16. The vertical trim piece across the top, and these two walls are shaker, riffs on white oak, and this is white, shaker but white. And let's see, that's to the right of the sink, so the same applies to this going to the ground with the 6 1/4 bottom rail. Left of sink, yep, 6 1/4 bottom rail, the trash. And this is the current sink cabinet. So we have cavities in between these cabinets. I don't know. I mean, it's a possibility to modify this to pick up some of that. It just gets a little bit complicated with the cabinet build. And technically it's storage space. It's just awkward to get to because it's a big reach to get back in there. But let me know what you think of this layout. And then the last thing is the bar. This is a little simpler, same thing here. The floating shelves, roofs. This is all roofs on white oak. The panels on the sides are the 6 1/4. Okay, thanks. Let me know.